Hi guys, welcome back to Liceology on Demand, where we like to highlight different lice cases that we do in our office. But today we're going to do something different. We are going to talk about some tragic situations that can happen due to head lice. A lot of people don't know that some people have actually passed away or nearly passed away due to severe head lice cases. So we're basically creating this video for educational purposes only. We want to educate people out there and let them know that sometimes these tragic situations can happen, all because of, head lice that goes untreated. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us grow here on YouTube. Make sure you comment as much as you can, and also share this video, because this video is going to help create awareness to people who don't know that tragic situations like this happen. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. 12-year-old Caitlin was found unresponsive from severe anemia and cardiac arrest caused by repeated lice bites, which lowered her blood iron levels. Experts speculate that Caitlin went 3 years without any lice treatment whatsoever. Police reported finding little Caitlin in horrible living conditions. Her mother was the one who found her and called 911, saying that she was unresponsive. She later passed at the hospital. The agents working the case believe that Caitlin would still be alive today if schools would have not been shut down due to the pandemic during the time of her passing away. They believe that if school would have been in session, teachers would have reported the severe neglect Caitlin suffered. Reports show that multiple reports were made about their horrible living conditions. And because of those reports, Caitlin's 2 little brothers were removed from the home. Unfortunately, Caitlin was not removed at the time that her brothers were removed. There was a time where Caitlin actually had been removed from the home and she was placed with her aunt, but that only lasted for about 6 days before they put her back in the home with her parents, which was a very bad choice to do. She would probably still be here today had they not made that decision. I don't know what made them put her back in the home 6 days later, but we see now that that was a big mistake. And I wish she would have still been with her aunt. She would probably still be here today. The parents were charged and they were arrested, charged with child neglect. I'm not totally sure. But if you want to check out their charges, you can, I'll leave the link down below for the article that you can go look at it and read it for yourself.
Continue to learn more about Caitlin Yosviak. She's the 12-year-old who died in Wilkinson County after suffering excessive physical pain due to medical negligence. That's according to the GBI. Tonight we found out that she could have had a very different life if only the couple who wanted to adopt her were able to. We'll hear their story in just a few moments, but first, let's walk you through what we know about the case so far. Caitlin's mother, Katie Horton, called Ivy Police on Wednesday, August 27th, about her daughter being unresponsive. Caitlin later died at a hospital. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation started investigating that day and arrested Horton within roughly 24 hours. They charged Horton with murder and child cruelty. The next Tuesday, they arrested Caitlin's father, Joey Yosviak, on the same charges. Last week, we revealed documents from the Department of Family and Children's Services explaining the family's history with the agency. Originally, Caitlin's parents planned to put her up for adoption, but changed their minds when she was born. Ashlyn Webb spoke to the couple who were supposed to adopt Caitlin in our top story tonight.
Michelle and Dwight Creamer say they've grieved Caitlin twice, the first time being when they found out they wouldn't be taking her home, and then learning she'd passed away.
I never dreamed it would end like this. Never.
The Creamers say they first met Katie Horton and Joey Yosviak in March of 2008 when they discussed adopting baby Caitlin.
We had absolutely everything ready. Car seat, baby bed, furniture, everything was pink and brown. Outfits to bring her home in, diaper bag, absolutely everything.
The Creamers say Katie and Joey told them they wouldn't be able to take care of the baby themselves.
They had a home of their own. He worked a part-time job at that point. She wasn't working at all. They just felt like they couldn't provide for her.
After months of getting ready, the day had finally arrived. The Creamers were in the hospital on June 9th when Caitlin was born.
I named her. I was in the living room. We held her. I have probably 100 pictures of her first few hours. She was beautiful.
Beautiful dark eyes.
Beautiful dark eyes. Absolutely gorgeous.
Was so alert.
But the next day, the Creamers learned they wouldn't be taking Caitlin home.
I went to the hospital. We were supposed to go home that day. I had the car seat. I had the diaper bag. I had her outfit. I had everything there. When I walked into her room, she was crying.
Michelle says Horton told her she felt obligated to keep her daughter.
And she looked at me that day and said, "This baby's supposed to be yours. This baby's supposed to be yours. I don't want this baby, but I feel like I have to."
The couple say they were devastated for months.
It was almost like a funeral around here for 3 or 4 days.
We never dreamed they'd change their minds. They were adamant that this baby's yours. And the worst part for us was we really didn't know what she was going to be going into.
The Creamers say they didn't hear of Caitlin or Horton since until this week when Michelle found the story we ran Friday, explaining documents we received on the family's history with defects.
I was probably 2 lines into it and I went, "That's my Caitlin. That was my baby." And of course, cried all over again. So it was so hard to watch, knowing that we were within 6-7 hours of her life being completely different than that.
Michelle says her heart breaks imagining what could have happened to Caitlin, but she's looking forward to the day they're reunited.
But I know where Caitlin is, and I know we'll see her again one day, and I know that we'll actually get to hold her again one day.
The Creamers say they're focused on making sure this doesn't happen to another child, like becoming volunteers for the court-appointed special advocate organization. Reporting in Macon, Ashlyn Webb, 13 WMAZ News.
Caitlin's story is one that touched many people across Central Georgia and pushed some to action. Just a few days after her death, community member Lindsay Veal organized a peaceful protest. More than 70 people gathered demanding an explanation from Child Protective Services about why this happened to Caitlin. When we spoke with DFACS about her case last week, Director Tom Rawlings gave Ashlyn Webb this answer.
What would you say to the community saying that DFACS let Caitlin down and that you guys dropped the ball?
So I think it's human nature to say if a child dies from abuse or neglect, somebody must have done something wrong. And there's I think a tendency to want to find some reason for it, that somebody could have done something about it. And so that unfortunately is part of our work. What I try to remind folks is that I believe our caseworkers, I believe our staff are dedicated professionals who would not be in this work if they didn't try to do everything they can to save children.
And like I said, there has actually been some other cases similar to Caitlin's, and we will talk about that soon. I just have to get all the information gathered together, and then I will try to record and upload that video soon just to create more awareness of these things that happen. But yes, poor little Caitlin, it was because she had so many bites that, it caused her to have the lowest hemoglobin levels that doctors had really seen in a long time, and also lowered her iron levels to the point where she had severe anemia. And then it caused her to go into cardiac arrest. And so that was her demise ultimately, which was because of child neglect. And so her parents, they were charged with, I believe, child neglect. And there's some other charges on there, but I will leave the link in the description for anybody who would like to read that article and see for themselves. Be sure to check out some of our other videos. We will have them linked down in the description, and make sure you like and subscribe and comment. Have a good day.